Ah! Oh, they almost got me that time. Did the sleep paralysis demons get to you? Hi, my name is Will from Real 58, and today, live from the Xander Zone for our first acoustic August stream, we are thrilled to present to you Travels with Brindle.
The skies were bluer than two-strip Technicolor. The summer I was cast in Brigadoon. It was a small part. I only had one line. I knew that bigger things were coming for me soon. Becky and Kristen joined me in the fray. Becky said we'd make it to Broadway someday. I fell into summer stock, and a cast of oddballs was there to break my fall. When I look back on summer stock, that's the summer I miss most of all. The nights went on forever. We were put through our paces. Each night the theatre became a verdant Scottish glen. Days we'd go to the beaches or to a movie theater with all my new best friends I'd never see again. I fell into summer stock, and a cast of oddballs was there to break my fall. When I look back on summer stock, that's the summer I miss most of all. We never made it to Broadway. Kristen still rides the boards. Becky got sick, stepped back from the archway, raises bread and raises kids on Route 84. Later on that year, my family moved away. I wasn't in plays no more, no more. When I think back on my summer stock days, I sometimes ask myself, is there still time? I fell into summer stock, and a cast of oddballs was there to break my fall. When I look back on summer stock, that's the summer I miss most of all.
Woo! All right.
Thank you.
We love to see it. All right.
Oh,
The first song of Acoustic August has just been unleashed upon the internet.
I feel like I've really broken some ground over here.
It's a big win for art, for culture, for the world,
Yep.
for the internet,
For the ukulele players.
for the ukulele players. I mean, like what a huge win for uke players all around. So is this is ukulele like your main instrument, or is that just something you do for this project?
It's my main instrument. I've been learning to play mandolin. My mom got me a mandolin for my birthday a couple years ago, and whenever I see her, she's always like, you got to play the mandolin. When are you going to play the mandolin? And I'm like, I'm not confident quite enough in my mandolin skills to unleash that on the public yet. But I play some mandolin. I play a little bit of auto harp. I play some banjo, a lot of stringed instruments. But the ukulele is the one that I keep coming back to. It was the instrument that I started on. It was the instrument that is easiest for me to play. And I think it's the instrument that just lends itself best to my music, but I'm hoping I can I can bring in some more of the mandolin, like really crack down on that and get better at it.
Very cool. So mandolin, auto harp, some of those other instruments you were mentioning, are those going to be part of this project, Travels with Brindle, or is that something that you would want to put up another moniker for, or put it together like a different group of artists and form a band?
I think I've been wanting to write, there are 2 albums that I want to write next. And one of them is an album about a family member of mine who, who was alive in the early part of the 20th century. And she was from a Celtic background, and I'd like to bring in some of the auto harp and some of the mandolin, because I think that those handle the Celtic music a little better. But I think that it's just I view Travels with Brindle as being kind of like a dinner party, and I feel like all of these instruments would get along really well. You could seat them all at the same banquet. I'm going to bring them in at some point, but right now it's my primary love is ukulele. So we'll see where this goes.
Very cool. Last question before we go off to more songs. The name Travels with Brindle is where does that come from? Like, what is that? I'm sure you probably get that a lot, but a lot of the new viewers who are just jumping in, seeing for the first time, I'm sure that's going to be something that they're asking.
Yeah. So Travels with Brindle is when I went to college a couple of years ago, and I was an English major, and we had to read a lot of Steinbeck. And Steinbeck, the last book that Steinbeck published was this book called Travels with Charlie, which is about his, he was traveling around the States with his poodle Charlie, and he was reflecting on America. And it's a sweet book, but it's also a book that, it has some criticism, but I just kind of read it for, like, hey, I'm a guy and I'm doing a road trip with a dog. And it really, I found it really moving. And at the time, I was starting to transition into busking. And my ukulele is for whichever camera I'm on.
Whichever one you go to.
Whichever one.
Yeah,
okay.
So if you hold it up, whatever, whoever has the best shot, they're gonna get it.
Okay, cool.
And then I'll punch to it.
Yeah.
Because I control all the cameras.
Ooh. So my ukulele, I don't know if you can see it, but the wood grain has kind of a brindled look, like the coat of a brindled bulldog. And I thought, well, my ukulele's name is Brindle. And I'm busking, and I'm traveling to all of these tea stations to play. So maybe my project should be called Travels with Brindle, after this book by, kind of a mashup of my ukulele's name and this book by John Steinbeck. So that's how that name came about.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So are you going to be holding on to that name, like, as you write more and as you progress further along? Like, or is this, like, kind of encapsulated in, like, a singular type of artistry that you have?
For now, I mean, I always, I don't want to rule out that I might at some point have a project with a different name. Mm-hmm. But right now, that I think that there are a lot of bands where it's those people in a room. And there are some bands where there's a lot of turnover and it works really well. Like, that there's this band, the punk band X. It never really made sense to me that they continued after, like, one of their members dropped out with the name X, because X to me always was those people in those 4 people in a room. And so I think that with this project, this project is the opposite of that. In the sense that that there's a lot of turnover and not everyone is available at the same time. So a lot of times I will, I work with a cellist who is classically trained, and she is a conductor, and I don't get to work with her on all 12 tracks of my album, but the 3 or 4 that she's on are really good. And then I bring in other people from other bands and things. And it's just, I see Travels with Brindle as being the name of, I know I just used the dinner party analogy, but I'm going to use it again. Travels with Brindle is a dinner party. And it's just, my friends who are, that my friends come in and they, they hang out for a little while. Sometimes they come back. Sometimes they do a one shot. But, like maybe if there's a project where it's just me and like specific other people in a room, I will continue to use, I'll use a different name. But for now, Travels with Brindle works for the project I'm doing.
Fantastic. And speaking on that album, too, I know I said there was one more question.
Yes.
But sometimes I tell lies on the internet.
Oh, no.
But the album, that's in progress right now. And there is a Kickstarter for it as well, right?
It's a GoFundMe.
GoFundMe.
Yes. Yeah. It's I actually just did an album title reveal. And the project is based on a book by Elif Batuman called The Idiot. And we were just talking about Dostoevsky before, and right there. And so it was just when so she writes a lot about Russian literature, but she wrote this book about this one really perilous friendship that she ended up in her freshman year of college. And it moved me. And it made me think back on a lot of the weird friendships and the weird power dynamics and groups that I had when I was in college and in my college year, or not. I didn't go to college right away, but like a lot of the weird friendships that I had kind of the years between graduating high school and figuring out what I wanted to do with my life. And so I read this book and I'm like, oh, this actually makes a lot of sense to me. And I'm working on an album. I have 4 tracks that I'm hoping to release as a single, but the entire album is it went through a couple of titles, but I finally ended up on Notes from Undergrad, which is it's another Dostoevskian riff, which is hilarious because I think the only Dostoevsky I've read is The Brothers Karamazov. But it's I thought that title was really clever and funny, and it was about this one from the perspective of this one character who's like in her undergrad years and trying to make sense of the world around her, and so I figured Notes from Undergrad was a good title for the album.
All right, yeah. Love that. I love the album title. Love that there's an album in the works.
Thank you.
Very, very excited about this. If you are watching now, live on Facebook, live on Twitch, we have plugged the GoFundMe. It's in the chat. Scroll around, look for it. It's usually probably pinned with like a Real 58 right next to it, so you should be able to tell that it's us. I don't think that we're successful enough to have fake Real 58 accounts yet, but who knows?
Give it time.
Today could be the day. Today could be the day where somebody's pretending to be us. And if they are pretending to be us, I hope they have the courtesy to plug this GoFundMe account. So, with that, let's move on to the next. What's the next song that we have coming up?
I think I'm gonna do this song. Actually, got some heat on it, or not heat in a bad way, but
very controversial.
It was very controversial. It got some light. Let's put it that way. Light is good. It got some light during the pandemic because it was on a podcast, and I had also I follow the this baseball player from Washington D.C. on Twitter, not because I'm a baseball fan, but because his Twitter feed is very wholesome. And I had tweeted something about the song that I'd written, and she's like, "Oh, we should try to make this his at bat." His name is escaping me right now. I know his wife's name is Erin, and it's spelt in like a very Celtic-y way. But she really liked this song, and I'm like, yeah, let's make it his at bat. And then it went nowhere because, like nothing exists on Twitter for more than 5 seconds. This was another really fun song to play. This is on my first EP, Greetings from Rocky Point. It's called Happy Birthday Chicken Boy. And it goes like this. Amy Inouye was driving down Broadway one Monday night when she passed by the Central Market. It was love at first sight, a fiberglass big guy with the head of the chicken as they locked eyes in the parking lot. Amy felt her pulse quicken. Happy birthday, chicken boy, to you. We raise a toast. Happy birthday, chicken boy. Statue of Liberty of the West Coast. Amy rode a motorcade down Broadway stayed in that coop while Amy looked for a place to stay. Everywhere she looked, he was turned away. When Amy moved to Route 66, Chicken Boy came to. In November of 2007, there's a very familiar roost. Happy birthday, Chicken Boy, to you. We raise a toast. Happy birthday, Chicken Boy. Statue of Liberty of the West Coast.
All right.
Woo! Thank you.
So that's got a little bit of like a fun mix of fun lyrics
Yep.
and a bit of a somber tone. Is that the through line through all your songwriting, or like how does that?
I would say so. I mean, it's interesting because I feel like I'm going to spend so much time name dropping in our session today.
Please flex away. I mean, this is also the live stream series that had Vermin Supreme pop
my
into the
God.
chat one time.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Pretty cool.
Oh yeah. So I think that there are a couple of bands that, particularly for this project, I was really drawn to. Not for Greetings at Rocky Point, but for Notes from Undergrad. And I do think that was a bit of a through line. I love the band Sparks, who have been getting a lot of attention over the past year. It's these two brothers from Los Angeles, and they have this very skewed worldview. And if you listen to their music, it sounds like it's for want of a better phrase, in conversation with a lot of the trends that are going on around them. But they will do things, like the lyrics are just very, very strange. So you'll be singing along and you'll be like, oh, wait a minute, that's what this is about. And then the other band that I was really drawn to particularly when I was working on Notes from Undergrad, is a band called Game Theory that no one has heard of, and it's really sad. They were a power pop band in San Francisco in the early '80s, and it was I'd been dating a guy who was really into them. And then I found one of their tapes at a church basement white elephant sale, and I'm like, oh, I remember them being really good. I'm going to buy this tape. And I was walking around listening to it, and the music is very, he writes really good melodies, the kind of thing that you just can't get out of your head for days. And then when I started playing music, I would say, oh, this song sounds really happy, and people would say, oh, no, it's actually not. But I would listen, that when I was working on, and I actually have a single coming out that I'm going to play in a little bit, the B-side, I've been recording a bunch of singles, and the singles all have B-sides, and one of them is usually an original and the other is a cover. And the B-side, the cover B-side that I used for the single Linden Street, which we actually made a video for yesterday, if I can plug you guys.
Mm-hmm. Please plug away.
Okay.
Right, the more.
Yep. September 2nd that comes out. But I worked with Real 58 on a video for this song, and so I decided, okay, I'm going to put two songs as the B-side, and one of them is an original, and the other one is the song Erica's Word. And I think at some point I accepted that, it was actually a sadder or an angrier song than I think, than I initially thought, because I was just listening to, oh, this has a killer riff. Oh, the melody gets stuck in my head for days, and it's, everything sounds really bright. And then you listen to the lyrics, and you're like, wow, this guy is really sad and angry. And it has this, one of the things that made it, that just kept me coming back and listening to that album was just the contrast between, wanting to sing along with the songs that he wrote, and then realizing when I sang along with them that they weren't as happy as the melody made them sound.
Very good. So final question before we jump into the next song.
Yeah.
What drew you to the ukulele over other stringed instruments?
I got this I got my previous ukulele in a Yankee swap. And it was one of these Yankee swaps where half the people brought gift cards and brought things that people would actually want, and the other half of the people brought stuff that was just, I don't want this anymore. I'm just going to put it on the table. Which was frustrating. And I had gotten, I was working for myself at that point, and I was a dog walker, and I really needed, when you're self-employed, you really value any of the resources you have. I got a Stop and Shop gift card, and I was so excited. And then one of my cousins took the Stoppies gift card away from me and left me with this ukulele that my mom got in her welcome package to Northeastern University when my mom was working there. So my mom got this like little red Mahalo ukulele, and those are the Mahalos are the really cheap ones. They're poorly made. When I started taking ukulele lessons from Amy Kucharek, she said, yeah, you're lucky you got a good one. A lot of times, like I have students come in and their ukuleles can't carry a tune. So it was, so it was one of these, like, it was good that I got one that could carry a tune, but I'm just sitting there going, what am I going to do with the ukulele? I could have used this $20 Stoppies gift card to buy groceries, and now I have this ukulele. And so it sat on my floor for a couple of years. And then I did AmeriCorps in 2014, and I needed a cheap hobby. Because my other big hobby is knitting, and like when you finish a project, you need to buy more yarn. So whereas the ukulele, like you hear a lot of jokes about ukulele acquisition syndrome, but if you're poor, you can generally get one ukulele and it's enough. So I got this ukulele from like in this Yankee Swap, and then a couple of years later, I'm like, you know what? It's time for me to start learning to play this because I need a cheap hobby. And I took a couple lessons with this woman, Amy Kucharek. She's a local blues singer. The ukulele is her main instrument. And she's in a really good band called Tiger Moan. And so I started learning to play the uke, and that, I just kind of gravitated towards that. And it felt like I've been through a lot with the ukulele in terms of, like that I've been doing this for almost a decade at this point. And it was there at a really important developmental time in my life, and I figured, all right, well, this is a good thing for me.
Very cool. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear that everything's going pretty awesome. Shredding away with the ukulele.
Knock wood.
Got something a little, yeah. And looks like you got quite the upgrade for the ukulele as well. Yeah.
Yes. I should probably also mention that I've registered this on Lonnie Kai. I guess, like, I'm not a Lonnie Kai endorsed artist, but I'm on a list of people who have Lonnie Kais, so
very cool.
Yeah, so
Lonnie Kai, what's up? Let's get some endorsements out here.
Seriously,
let's make it happen, Lonnie Kai. Come on,
yeah, come on, you guys.
It's an acoustic August miracle in the works.
I hope so. Hey, we
have an entire month ahead of us. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything I can get at this point is gravy.
All right.
So I guess since I mentioned Linden Street, and this is coming out September 2nd. It's coming out on Bandcamp Friday. And I'm going to play Linden Street. I might also play one of the B-sides, probably Castles in the Air. But just as a little intro, this is probably the angriest song on the album. But it's also the one where if you weren't paying attention and were just kind of idly singing along with the radio, you'd be like, hey, this is fun. So it came at a really difficult transitional point in writing the album, and so without further ado, Linden Street. Set list folded like a football or a love letter, cut out the other music price tag and the hype sticker, a pen and notebook, your Christmas gift to me, Sharpie pinprick, Polaroid from Old Home Week. I saw you again.
All right.
All right.
Woo!
Thank you.
I think chat right now is just going for more songs. So yeah, let's
Awesome.
just
Okay.
keep it going. Keep
All
the
right.
momentum going right now.
All right. So this is the B-side. I don't remember all of the chords to Erica's Word, but I did cover it. And if you look up Erica's Word ukulele on YouTube after you leave the Xander Zone, you will be able to find my cover. But this is a sneak preview of the other song from the single. This is a B-side. It's called Castles in the Air, and if you've seen the movie Shirkers, this song will make a lot of sense to you. You thought that we could trust him. He lured us to his lair. He speaks to you in cinema, a language that you share. Glassy
Awesome.
Thank you. I'm going to just take a quick sip of water.
Okay, yeah, totally got you covered.
Thank you. Yo.
Oh, no, not to you. I'm
sorry.
looking at the camera, looking at
Okay.
you, totally understandable. I just said hey in a general direction.
I appreciate that.
And I have a microphone and you have headphones. Hey, you on the internet. I see you. I bet you didn't know. Well, you can see. I know you can see me. That's how interaction's going. But I bet you didn't know that I could see you on that side of the screen. And I just want to tell you, thanks for watching. We really appreciate it. Throw us a like. Share the video around. Throw some silly comments in there. Throw some funny emojis in there. My favorite emoji is the little octopus with the big eyes. It looks like a baby. I don't know if that's actually what baby octopi looks like. There's no way to find out. It's not like we can research that. Anyways, send me baby octopi emojis, please and thank you.
No adult octopi.
Yeah.
Just babies.
I don't think they have adult octopi emojis.
That would be an
But
awesome emoji to have, though. An adult octopi emoji.
maybe a sophisticated octopi with like a top hat and a
Yeah,
monocle.
there we go.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Move on up in the world. So chat, let us know what type of octopus you want to have turned into an emoji. I'm sure we'll figure out some way to make it happen. Maybe one day, or we won't. Who knows? The world is chaos. Anyways, I wanted to ask you a little bit about music. Is that all right with you?
Of course it's okay with me.
So you were mentioning some of the players that you were having featured on your album that's
Yep.
coming up pretty soon. Do you ever get to play any shows with the people that you're recording with, or is this going to be like an album exclusive and the live performance is going to be its own animal?
I got to work a little bit. I did one show a couple months before the pandemic at a laundromat of all places, and
Very
I was
punk rock.
Hey, why not? You know, they were trying to make it into a community space, so it was hilarious because there were the 5 people who were there for me. And then there were a whole bunch of people doing their laundry going, why is this lady in a sundress singing about Chicken Boy? And, photographers, like, why is this happening? That was a lot of fun. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do at least a release show with my band members. Now that we've been getting out more, although I don't know how long this is going to last, because monkeypox is now happening.
Awesome.
Global warming, we already went through one pandemic. Now let's just throw in monkeypox. We live in a very unusual world where things change very quickly. So I'm hoping that when this is done, I'm hoping I can play a show with the rest of my band members. Right now I'm just playing solo acoustic because everybody is so spread out and working on so many different things, and it's easier for me to just say, hey, I'll do a live show rather than calling everybody who's worked on this and say, hey, want to do this live show at a bar or at a restaurant with me. Mm-hmm. Right now I'm just doing solo acoustic, but hopefully I'll be able to get some of the other players who were on the album to play a show with me.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So do you have a release date lined up or a release show lined up that you already have
Not
locked
yet.
for everyone?
Basically, sorry to cut you off. I'm trying to get the singles club going, just to get back to the crowdfund, where if you throw me $10 on GoFundMe, I will send you Bandcamp codes for the single that's already out, which is Yvonne, and then a couple of other, the other singles that I'm releasing this fall. We're doing videos for them as well, because not many people know about me, and it's a very, there are a lot of people out there making music right now, and it's very hard to, kind of make a name for yourself. So right now I'm working on, on just finishing the singles, and I've been doing some live streams. I'm doing a show, I think September 14th, which is not an official release show, but I'm doing a show on September 14th at the Wenham Street Cinema. And the headliner is Hilken Mancini from Fuzzy, and I remember seeing Fuzzy back in my fake ID days, so I'm very excited to see what what Hilken is up to. I'm hoping that there will be a release show. The release date I've tentatively scheduled for next June. After I release the 4 singles for Brindle's Singles Club, and I've got one in September, Linden Street. I've got Something's Wrong in October, and I've got Rudolph's Ranch, which is a sad Christmas bop. You have to have a sad Christmas bop.
And it has to have alliteration. That's
And it
really
has to have alliteration,
important.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a bunch of singles coming out just as a way of raising my profile. I'm hoping I'll be doing some shows related to that. My dream, and this is a long shot because I'm not as well known as some of the bands who do this. My dream would be to play the campfire at Passim next year and make that a little release show for the album. And hopefully, within the next year, I'll be able to, kind of raise my profile enough and be popular enough that I could play something like that. But right now, the release date for the album is probably late May, early June, 2023. And I'm going to be releasing another single that I actually, after all of the Singles Club stuff comes out, right around that time as well, called Letter Locked, that I've still been playing for my friends, and I've been playing for who I call my advisory committee. So I'm not quite ready to premiere that yet, but hopefully soon. And I'm hoping, and I'm going to be releasing that as like a vinyl postcard, which seems appropriate since it's about pen pals. But the album will be coming out hopefully late next spring, early next summer, and hopefully there will be a release date or a release show for that as well when the time comes.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So on the topic of other artists, community, getting people together, are there any artists that you really vibe with that you're trying to play with, or that are trying to play with you?
Oh,
or,
man.
What's the cross-pollination strategy?
Oh, man.
For Travels with Brindle?
I feel like nobody is cross-pollinating with me right now. That's the problem. I feel like I'm not especially well known. A lot of the artists I would like to play with are people that you wouldn't necessarily expect me to play with, or where I'm not popular enough. I have
Slipknot, is that one of that's the dream? You want to open up for a Slipknot show one of these days?
One of my friends had suggested that I do a show with Death Grips.
Death Grips, okay.
Yes.
And I'd be down with that.
They got a fun crowd. I'll say that. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't they though? But I mean, in terms of artists I'm vibing with and I would like to play with, I have a song in the can that I haven't started mixing yet. Where I was really hoping I could get Oompa to have a few verses on the bridge, because one of the other albums I listened to a lot when I was working on this was Cleo. I love the way that Oompa uses made this concept album that's completely unpretentious but is also a really important story that needs to be told. I think her flow is great, and I think that she's just a really good storyteller. She's got a lot on her plate, so unfortunately that didn't work out, but it'd be cool to talk to her about songwriting someday. I would also there's on the other end of the spectrum, there's an artist in Baltimore named Linda Smith, who is kind of in a similar position to me in the sense that she's also a home recording artist. She's also somewhat unknown, although she had a reissue last year on Captured Tracks that came out. And my boyfriend had put it on one day at breakfast when we were when the pandemic was still an active thing, right before you could get vaccinated. And he was doing some days work from home, and he was like, I just read about this lady on Bandcamp because they had a big profile of her, and he put on her songs, and there was this one song in this that she wrote that where I'm like, I wish I'd written this song. And I'm hoping I can someday go down to Baltimore and play a show with her. Because I just that record, it felt like I felt like someone else had kind of made that record and opened a door for a lot of us who were just at home recording in our closets, and just dumping stuff into our laptops. So she's someone I really vibe with, and she's someone whose work means a lot to me. And Alex Leahy is another artist who she's pretty high profile as well. But she's a complete badass. She's a guitar player. She's a saxophonist. She's a songwriter. Her songs are really funny, but they're also really vulnerable. And a lot of the humor comes out of the vulnerability. And I actually recorded an album where I went through song by song and I covered all of the songs from her debut album, I Love You Like a Brother. Because listening to her, I kind of hit a wall, and listening to her songs made me want to start writing again. And I mean, I would love to play a show with her, but I also know that she's kind of a big deal. She was on, what's his name? Seth Meyers, when that album came out. She's, she was playing with Blondie in Australia. So I have a feeling that, like, I'm more likely to get a pony than I am to play with Alex Leahy.
Hey, we gotta manifest it somehow. Like, that's the way
I know,
it is.
right?
Yeah.
So,
and come on, Seth Meyers is local. Like,
He
come
is.
on,
He's
come
new.
on, Seth.
he's New
Show
Hampshire.
some love, Seth. And he's
Get
a
up,
comic.
Seth.
He's a comic book nerd. You know how many Animal Man panels I have up here for you, Seth Meyers? Unbelievable.
I love that I have a hype man right now.
Can you believe Seth Meyers has not entered the Xander Zone?
I can't believe it.
Rude.
I think he'd fit right in.
I'm flabbergasted. Seth, every day that you're not here, I'm more and more disappointed. Look how disappointed Josh is right now that you're not here. Josh loves you. Look at that heart. You're crushing his little handmade heart.
Please, Seth.
Please, Seth. Please. Put Travels with Brindle on your show, and then also come to the Xander Zone. Hang out. I wanted. Imagine if we did day drinking with Seth.
That would be hilarious.
That'd be a fun.
But yeah,
episode of
Seth,
that.
I don't even need to be on your show right now. I just
No,
want to
don't
meet,
say that. Come on, you gotta. Come on, you gotta.
Prerequisite.
I just want to meet Alex Leahy. That's all I want.
All right.
I will settle for that.
However we get Alex Leahy, be it through Seth Meyers or other channels,
Yeah.
we'll accept it. But Seth, come on.
Come on.
All right, what do we got next for our
All right.
songs?
How much longer do we have, by the way?
I'm not keeping track.
Okay.
I'm sure there are supposed to be rules for shows. I know that
Okay.
Twitch really likes schedules,
Yep.
but I don't really like Twitch.
Oh,
Yeah.
so take that,
Burn
Twitch.
that
Not
bridge
a-
too quick, man.
Yeah. Yeah, if we got a couple more songs, that's good with me. So-
Well, speaking of Alex Leahy, why don't I do my Alex Leahy cover?
Oh, let's hear it. All right.
Yeah,
An
so-
Alex Leahy cover live from the Xander Zone.
This is called Every Day's the Weekend. You sleep in my bed, even when I'm not at home. Have to make some money while you're in cheese all alone. I think about you all the time, but we say it's just pretend. Fuck work, you're here, every day's the weekend. You say I make you nervous, well I think it double. Why is it so easy? We both know we're in trouble. Not so good with in between, but how bad can it really be? So what, you're here, every day's the weekend. My hands are cold, but my feet are not. Are you leaving me, or have you just forgot? Because in the end, we were never friends, but more. You've got things like a family. They're a bigger deal than I'll ever be. I said that's okay, we could ride this plane to shore. You're going away to the place where you came from. If I had it my way, your stay here would be prolonged. Consider these conditions, forget your inhibitions. Don't look, jump in, every day's the weekend. So what, you're here, every day's the weekend. My hands are cold, but my feet are not. Are you leaving me, or have you just forgot? Because in the end, we were never friends, but more. You've got things like a family. They're a bigger deal than I'll ever be. I know that's okay, we could ride this plane to shore. Let's just do this, every day's the weekend. Doesn't matter what they say, every day's the weekend. Don't know, don't care, every day's the weekend. Fuck work, you're here, every day's the weekend. Monday, My hands are cold, but my feet are not. Are you leaving me, or have you just forgot? Because in the end, we were never friends, but more. You've got things like a family, they're a bigger deal than I'll ever be. I know that's okay, we could ride this wave to shore.
All right.
All right.
So do you often play covers in your sets, or is that like a special treat every once in a while?
A little bit of one from column A, one from column B. I'm actually going to take a sip of water while you.
All right, get busy sipping, and I'll get busy plugging. We got the GoFundMe in the chat right now for Twitch. It's in the chat for Facebook. It's on the internet. You're on the internet. I'm on the internet. Look at us. We all did it. Can you believe it? I can. You should believe in yourself a little bit more. Click that link. Give Chelsea money. We get songs. It's a good deal. It works out for everybody. Josh, don't you agree?
Oh, I fully agree, Will.
Josh fully agrees. How can you disagree with Josh? Look at that
if you
beard.
call the number at the bottom of your sorry, wrong.
Wrong gig.
Yeah,
All right, great. So
I gotta say, you missed your calling as a motivational speaker.
I think I still do some motivational speaking from here, from the Xander Zone.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just not going to be inauthentic about it. I'm going to
There we go.
very authentically tell people, yes, you are on the internet. Yes, I can see you.
I mean, you see that you're not following your dreams hard enough.
Yeah, that's what I see. I see you're not following your dreams hard enough, and I'm going to make sure you do it. Step 1, give Chelsea money for the album. Step 2, like, share, subscribe, ring the bell, social media
Promote
stuff.
the Xander Zone to follow your dream.
Step 3, don't make a Real 58 TikTok account, because we haven't done it yet. And don't get ahead of us.
Hold on,
Please. I'm scared of TikTok. I'm scared of technology and new social medias. Don't beat me to the punch. Please just let us make our TikTok when we feel comfortable with new things. So back to the covers.
Yeah.
Thing. So what is your process for picking covers?
I was doing busking for a while before the pandemic, and a lot of times it would either be, there were a couple of different things. I was involved with an online open mic called Seasons of the Ukulele, where they would pick a theme, and theme music as well, which is on Facebook, but they would say, so I want everyone to come in with songs about this subject, or songs by this artist, or songs with this word in the title. So I have all of these kind of random covers, that I have a Carly Rae Jepsen song that I cover, but it's not Call Me Maybe.
Nice.
I actually really like Carly Rae, but she is great.
She's terrific. Yeah.
We love her.
Stan, Carly Rae Jepsen.
We stand, absolutely.
But I do a cover of Boy Problems by Carly Rae Jepsen, which no one has ever heard of. You've heard of it. You know it's a good song. So I have that. I have a Taylor Swift cover that is Out of the Woods, which is not one of the songs that she's known for. But it's always fun when I'm playing something like that and some teenage girl is like, I know that. That's a Taylor Swift song. But I was also, I started really busking in earnest around the time, around end of 2016, beginning of 2017. And there was a political mood in the air. And so I was doing a lot of 80s songs about nuclear war. So I would do, I haven't practiced any of these, so I don't know if I would feel comfortable playing them in the Xander Zone, but I did 99 Luftballons. I did, I had a couple of, I had Every Day is Like Sunday by Morrissey until Morrissey, began Morrisseying all over the place.
We saw how much Morrissey'd. Yeah, very disappointing.
Very disappointing. So I could kind of, there's a Smith song that I still have in the repertoire, but I've taken a lot of the Morrissey out. For obvious, it's one of those I like Johnny Marr enough that I can keep this in the set, but that I had a bunch of songs that were about nuclear war. What was especially funny was playing for a group of Quebecois kids at summer camp in Boston and playing Forever Young, the 80s song, and then having them all sing
the original.
Yeah. As heard in Napoleon Dynamite, but I did a cover of that and I'm playing it and there's like a bunch of 10-year-old kids all singing, singing it back to me in this, like the French Canadian accent. I'm like, okay, this is fun. This is not, I guess it's in a soap ad or something, or it was in some ad in Montreal at that point. So it was, so it's just a lot of it is like stuff I like, stuff I've learned for online open mics. Because there was also, there was a point where I was like, I really like, and I'm not going to do it now because I've forgotten the chords, but I really like the song from Monty Python's The Meaning of Life where Michael Palin emerges from the fridge. I'm going to
That's such a good choice.
the one that just remember that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And that one was always fun to play in Harvard Square because there were particular people who would leave dollar bills in my ukulele case when I played that. But it was just a lot of like, I like this, I'm going to learn it. People seem to like it when I play this, so I'm going to learn it. This sits really nicely in my vocal range, so I'm going to learn it. And then last year, and I kind of wish I'd practiced I feel like the whole theme of this part of the interview is just meta commentary on, well, I wish I'd practiced this. I released a single called Twin Lights, that was a benefit for the food bank that's literally around the corner from my apartment. And I had chosen, because Linda Smith and Sparks were the two bands that helped me get over the hill, and those were the albums that I listened to when I needed to hit a reset button on the project. I learned how to play All That by Sparks, which has a lot of words, and then I learned how to play In This by Linda Smith. And I released that as a digital single. And after I paid for the license for both of them, I just donated all the money to a food bank. And that was a really fun way of saying, okay, I really like these artists and I want to learn something by them. And these are the songs that sit well in my vocal range and that I can play. And I'm going to go with it. So, yeah.
Very cool.
Thank you.
All right, awesome. So, how many more songs do you want to do? Like 2 or 3 more, you think?
Could I do 2 more?
Yeah, let's do 2 more.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect.
All right.
All right. So 2 more songs to close out the first acoustic August session live from the Xander Zone. Drop some comments, drop some likes, drop some kind of either squid or octopus, whatever emoji suits it. As long as it has big, cute eyes, we love to see it. And now.
All right. So I'm going to try to play Letterlocked. I'm hoping I'm not going to eat it while I play this. But this is the final song that I've written for the album. And I tried some things. So let's do it. So it's... I stole stationery from the head boy's room. And I fold the wrapper right. Your address, try the glue. My pen exploded. And I watched my words bleed through. Oops, I dropped the letter like I've escaped with you. You're in my heart, you're in my P.O. box, you're in my head, you've got me letterlocked. You write in cursive that's familiar like a face, and you write on finery you picked up from Bob's slate. You write the letters I get every 7 days. Your missives make me feel like I've escaped this place. You're in my heart, you're in my P.O. box, you're in my head, you got me letterlocked. Do your lips taste of sealing wax? I may never know. I could escape with you. I should let you go. I should let you go. Should I let you go? You're in my heart. You're in my P.O. box. You're in my head. You got me letterlocked. You're in my head.
just keeps going. So we got one more. We got one more song
Awesome.
coming up.
So this one you may know from. There's a Twitter account that is just this video of Gumby, like the claymation character Gumby.
I love this so far.
Okay, awesome. You're really gonna love this when I get going. So someone had found this clip of Gumby playing with a band, and it's and they whoever's running this account, they took the music out and they've just been substituting it with different music that you wouldn't expect Gumby to play.
Awesome.
And so, there's at least like someone sent in Suicidal Tendencies, the I Just Wanted a Pepsi song, just to give you an idea. Some of it is charmingly lowbrow, some of it is some of it is earnest and some of it is funny. And I figured, just for laughs, I'm going to, and they said if you donate at least $5 to an abortion fund, we'll throw your request up. So I donated some money to the Yellow Hammer Fund, which is abortion access for women in the South. And I said, hey, will you put my song Yvonne behind this? And the guy was like, yeah, sure. Or the person was like, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So over 1,000 people have viewed this, which I find hilarious. And this was a single that I released early last year. It's called Yvonne. And this is the one that if you've read the book The Idiot, some of this might sound a little familiar. So as played by Gumby and the Clayboys, this is Yvonne. I got a glimpse inside your mind. We don't talk much in real life. It's implicit by design that our paths only cross on Pine. Yazishma Peripishka Levelise correspondence. Playing by the rules. I'm sick of waiting weeks for you. Language makes me feel a fool. I ran out of words for you. Yazishma Peripishka Levelise correspondence. You're beguiled by my keystrokes. The spirit haunting Matthew's lab. Wish I could be who you see on the screen, but your words are all I have. Maybe our ghostwriters could meet. How do you know it's really me? They could keep each other company. We could leave each other be. Yazishma Peripishka Levelise correspondence. Yazishma Peripishka Levelise correspondence. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
So That was a blast.
Thank you.
What a fantastic way to kick off acoustic
Argus?
Our acoustic August. Arg, mateys. And join us in the pirate-themed acoustic August now. Argus.
These fans rise up.
Chelsea, that was a blast. Anything
Thank you.
last you want to plug, promote before we go?
Please help me fill my GoFundMe. I will send you free links to my Bandcamp. I just want to get these singles done. And making this album, I'm sure that Samia has spent more on scrunchies this year than I'm going to spend on my album. So please help me get that done, and just keep spreading the word. I'm really proud of my work, and I hope you will like it too.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
All right, we just plugged it again for the Twitch chat, for the Facebook Live chat, for any other illegal streams of this stream that's going on. I hope whoever's moderating the pirated streams of this, I don't know why you're doing that. I feel like it's pretty accessible.
It's pretty strange.
Yeah, pretty strange that you're deciding to do that, but I hope you're plugging the GoFundMe account. Chelsea, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Big thank you to the crew. There will be no escape from the camera this time because now I have a camera that sees everybody. Sometimes we have camera members trying to run away.
Oh,
Raymond,
no.
let's get a flex. Come on, Ray. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. Perfect. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Flex, Raymond.
That's
I
the
have
good
no
stuff.
idea which camera.
Exactly.
Cool.
What? Can't you hear my ears wiggle?
Fantastic. All right. Thank you very much for the crew. Thank you very much for the talent. Thank you very much for the viewers. Thank you very much for the internet. That's very cool of the internet to exist so we can do this. How lovely. Thank you to Josh. How lovely is it that Josh is here? Fantastic. Woo! Thank you for the people at Neat Microphones. Please endorse me. I want free stuff.
I need microphones, really.
I can't. Oh, and what was the ukulele company we want to endorse?
Lonnie Kai Ukuleles.
Lonnie Kai Ukuleles.
I can make this thing sing, guys.
Yeah, come on. Lonnie Kai Ukulele. Let's get a good camera on that. Yeah. Oh, here we go. All right, camera 3. Oh yeah.
Yeah, get the headstock.
Look at that headstock. All right, let's go and pan down. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
Get the zooms.
That's the great zooms. All right, Lonnie Kai, come on. Let's get your act together. Let's get some endorsements going around. Come on. Come on. Oh, and speaking of endorsements, yeah. Yerba Mate, what's up? We use you on every single stream.
Yeah. We're not going to keep plugging you if you don't...
We won't. We'll just put it in a Gatorade bottle. You want Gatorade to take credit for this?
I don't think so.
I don't think you do. I don't think you do. All right, now with all those fun corporate threats out there, thank you very much for joining us. We really appreciate everyone coming on. We appreciate the crowd. We appreciate all the likes, all the shares, all the comments, everything you do. We are very much looking forward to seeing you in 2 weeks for Nino Lumansi on the next Acoustic August stream. And we have more mouth rot sessions coming out to be released in conjunction with Acoustic August. Thank you for joining us. We're looking forward to seeing you next time. Have a fantastic time. Oh, I forgot to do the outro cue up again. I keep doing that. All right, well, bye-bye. Finger getting close to the camera. You have to pay extra close attention to me. Thank you, Josh. Look how big Josh's finger is. All right.